Hi, welcome to Ottawa English. I'm Angela. Before we get started on your mock speaking test, I'd like to tell you about 3 books that will really help you get a higher score. The first one is this book. It's a set of 30 full practice speaking tests. So you'll get all 8 questions for each of 30 tests. That will really help you practice the different types of responses. The second book and the third book are both focused on tense accuracy. So this one focuses on your basic tenses and helps you practice them until you have a really high level of accuracy. And the third book, also tense accuracy, this one focuses on your perfect tenses. I'll put the links to each of those 3 books in the comments box below. I'd also like to tell you that this speaking test doesn't record your responses, but you can get some feedback on your responses if you submit them to the speaking correction service on my website. So I will put the link for that in the comments box below as well. Okay, if you are ready, let's get started. Start speaking now. This is a sample response to the speaking practice task. My oldest and dearest friend is Jenny. I have known her since we were children, and we've been friends throughout our lives. We met in elementary school, and although I moved away from her for high school and university, we've kept in touch and been there for each other through thick and thin. We met our husbands at about the same time, married at about the same time, and had children at about the same time. So we've always had experiences to share about similar events. There were a couple of years when we were unable to meet because neither of us could afford to travel. But most years we've managed to get together during the summer. We both love kayaking, and we usually find a place to stay that's near a lake or river so that we can enjoy the calm, rejuvenating vibes that only nature can bring to the hectic lives of working mothers. Now let's get started on the 8 questions. Question 1. Start speaking now. A sample response. Hi Mike, I hear you're looking for a recreation centre so that you can resume your fitness campaign after you move. Thinking back to all those workouts we used to do, I suspect that facilities for swimming, exercising and eating are still as critical to you as they are to me. We have 2 pools in town and both are part of city-run leisure centres. One's in the north, the other's in the south, and because they're run by the city, there's no price difference. The one in the north is probably the best, so I suggest that you try that one first. It's clean, nicely equipped, and well maintained, with a great place to eat overlooking the pool. The southern centre tends to be less well maintained, with dirty changing rooms, broken equipment, and cooler water. I don't know much about the private fitness facilities as they don't offer swimming, but you should definitely check out the northern centre. Start speaking now. Sample response. My family has a couple of heirlooms. One is a silver coffee pot, the other is my great-grandfather's piano. As the oldest child, I will inherit both of them, since traditionally in my family, heirlooms are passed down to the oldest child. The piano brings back memories of my grandfather, who, like his father, loved to play. Whenever the family gathered, Grandad could be counted on to sit down at the piano and play family favourites. He always accompanied us when we sang Happy Birthday, and at Christmas he would play all the Christmas carols. So I guess the main reason that the piano matters to me is that it brings back so many happy memories of my childhood. Start speaking now. Sample response. This is a scene of an outdoor kitchen in what must be a rural village in a hot country. It's a very calm scene because no one seems to be stressed or angry. In the middle of the picture, an older woman is grinding grain between two stones. She has positioned herself on a small, upturned basket in front of a large stone, placed the grain on it, and has started rolling the cylindrically shaped stone to and fro over the grain to crush it. Behind the woman, there's a young boy, wearing shorts and a sleeveless shirt, who seems to have been distracted by something outside the picture and is watching this unknown action with great interest. To the woman's left, there is a young girl dressed in shorts and a t-shirt. She's standing with her hands on her hips, watching the older woman grind the grain. Everyone in the picture looks quite content. Start speaking now. Sample response. During the next hour, I think that the older woman will finish grinding the grain, carry it over to a cooking area outside the picture, and start cooking supper. The young boy will probably move closer to the captivating action that hasn't been included in the picture. He will probably stay and watch or participate until the action comes to an end. And the young girl may help the older woman gather up the grain and move it to the cooking area. As they work, they'll talk to each other a little, but it will probably mostly be the older woman who speaks and issues instructions. By the end of the day, I think the people will have eaten the meal and the preparation areas will have been cleaned and restored to order, ready for tomorrow. Start speaking now. Sample response. Hi, Mike. Is now a good time to talk to you about your nephew's birthday present? Do you really think that the guitar you've chosen is the best alternative for Sam? After all, he is only 8. I think a lighter acoustic guitar with nylon strings would be much more suitable than the heavier electric guitar with steel strings that you've chosen. Steel strings can really hurt your fingertips, and it can take a long time to get used to them. Acoustic guitars are also generally not as expensive as electric guitars, and this one that I have found is less than half of what your choice would cost. I really think you should take a serious look at my choice, because your nephew wouldn't have to buy any additional equipment, and my choice is fundamentally more suitable for a little kid. Start speaking now. Sample response. Hi, Janet. I need to talk to you about this new perfume you're wearing because it's causing me problems with my roommate, Jack. So, apparently, Jack has been having trouble with your fragrances for a while, but last night, after you left, he came and talked to me because he was having an especially bad reaction that was affecting his breathing. He described how his normal reaction leaves him having to open the window for several hours, even though he keeps his door closed and stuffs a towel under it to stop the smell penetrating into his room. Anyway, it would really help if you didn't wear quite as much perfume when you come to see me, and maybe abstain from wearing the one you wore last night altogether. Start speaking now. Sample response. In most of the Western world today, a certain level of homelessness is inevitable, regardless of how much of their budget governments allocate to it. I'm far from convinced that the problem is a financial one, and so I would not want to see any of the money that the government spends on space exploration diverted to deal with homelessness issues. A great deal of progress has come out of the efforts made to explore space. These include many of our technological advances, much of our knowledge, and a great deal of our current access to global communication channels. Being able to fly across the world in a matter of hours, call home to let your loved ones know you've arrived safely, and read up on your destination's history online is all part of that progress. The speed of society's advances would be severely hampered if money was diverted from space exploration to homelessness. Not only would progress be slowed, but it's unlikely that the diversion would solve the bulk of homelessness problems. So I think governments should continue with their current funding priorities. Start speaking now. Sample response. Hi, I understand you forgot your red coat when you were visiting our offices the other day. It looks like we're in for some cooler weather, so I'm sure you'll need it real soon. I've rummaged through our lost property and have managed to find 3 red coats. Let me describe them to you, and then you can tell me if any of them sound like yours. The first one is quite a warm, medium-length coat with a full-length zipper. It has a hood and a fur trim, as well as pockets. The second one is more of a lightweight, short leather jacket. It also has a zipper, but it doesn't have any type of hood or pockets. The third one, a medium-length coat, is the most formal of the three, with a collar, 6 black buttons and pockets. Do any of them sound like your coat? If you'd like to come and pick it up, I'll leave it at the front desk. If you have any problems, just ask for me, Sarah, and I'll help you resolve them. If you're preparing for CELPIP and you need some help, I can offer you some tutoring. Just give me a call or text me at 613-614-6460. If you go to my website at www.ottawa-english.com, you'll see that I also offer some workshops and some writing and speaking correction. If you're preparing for your test, best of luck. Bye-bye.